Hey guys, it's Cody with Leisure Time Games, and today we're going to be playing a Warhammer 40,000 battle of Orks versus Ultramarines. This is Joe, also known as Daka Joe, and today's a special battle because it's actually my first battle with the Ork army that Joe sold me, and he has Ultramarines that he picked up, and that's kind of his new army that he's working on. And yeah, so we're gonna play a Maelstrom 4 mission. We got the board all set up, we got the armies all set up, and we already rolled for our mission, and we're playing Deadlock, which is you start turn 1 with 6 cards, and then by turn 7 you're only allowed to draw up to 1 card, and if you ever have more cards you're allowed during a turn, you have to discard. And so yeah, tactical objectives, mysterious objectives, there's going to be First Blood, Line Breaker, Slave Warlord, and we're playing 1,250 points, 1250, so let's take a look at the armies. Alright guys, let's take a look at my 1,250 points of Orks. For my Warlord, I have a big mech with custom force field. I'm running a generic mech who's going to be joining this squad of artillery, 2 zap guns, and a lava, each one has an ammo run. Then I have a 20-man squad of shooter boys, the boss knob with a boss pole and a twin link shooter, and they're all going to be behind this Orky Aegis defense line. And then I have 2 20-man squads of slugger boys on heavy armor with a boss knob with a power claw and a boss pole, and they're both going to be in battle wagons that have killer cannons and hard case. So that's my 1,250 points of Orks. And alright guys, let's take a look at Joe's 1,250 points of Ultramarines. So we have a captain with a relic blade, a bolter, and artificer armor, and melta bombs. Then we have a 10-man tactical squad with 1 missile launcher, a flamer, sergeant has melta bombs, and basically a carbon copy over here. Another 10-man squad, bolters, flamer, all that. Then we got 2 dreadnoughts here. Each one has 2 flamers. It's got the twin-linked heavy flamer and then another heavy flamer attached to that power fist, and they are not venerable. And then we have 2 5-man squads of devastators. First one has 2 las cannons, a plasma cannon, a multi-melta, and the sergeant has a power fist. And in the other squad, we have a las cannon, a plasma cannon, a multi-melta, 2 plasma cannons. And then the sergeant just has a bolter, represented by that Space Marine there. And then we have a 10-man squad of Assault Marines, an assault squad. Sergeant has a power sword and a plasma pistol and melta bombs. Alright guys, so here's our deployment. So we actually ended up playing with the hammer and anvil deployment rather than the diagonal one we were supposed to do, just because a little bit different, switch it up for us. So I actually won the roll-off. I deployed first, picked this side, got my Aegis defense line, the battle wagons, obviously the boys off to the side or inside the battle wagons. Got my artillery back inside that building. We have objectives on the field, a couple in the center, a couple in each opponent's zone, and then for the Ultramarines, got tactical squad inside this building. Pretty much all ready to go. Joe attempted to seize initiative and did not, so it's going to go into Ork turn 1. Alright guys, end of Ork turn 1. It's a very short turn 1. Basically I moved up the 2 battle wagons 6 inches towards the enemy side. Nothing else had any movement. And then when I went to shooting phase, pretty much the kill cannons on the battle wagons are still out of range and don't have line of sight on anything. And the only thing I could do is lay down some big shooter gunfire from the shooter boys into the tactical squad inside these ruins, and only killed 1. So I killed 1 tactical marine in my shooting phase, nothing else had line of sight. Tried to shoot a template with a lava, but just scattered way off. And that's pretty much it. Nothing I could charge, but I did get 2 objectives. We drew 6 cards, and I got the cards where I could get a point if I'm holding objective marker number 4, which is the one back here that my big mech shooting squad is holding, and then control objective marker number 5, which is this one over here my artillery is sitting on. So I got 2 points, but no first blood. I only killed 1 tactical marine, and that's it. So going into Ultramarines turn 1. End of Ultramarine turn 1. Basically, we had the 2 dreadnoughts scattered forward, just shuffle up to 6 inches. We had the tactical squad move up 6 inches, but the rocket launcher stayed put. Tried to lay a crack missile into the front of the battle wagon, but did not get the hit on that. And then I'm going to try to lay down some las cannon fire from a couple of the Devastator squads, but they whiffed and did some movement and some running to get this tactical squad up in this building. And that's pretty much it. Just like the Orks, it was a short turn, mostly movement. Nothing's really within range or line of sight yet, so a couple short first turns. Joe did score 1 tactical objective for having 3 of his units within 12 inches of his board edge. What's the tactical objective called? Hold the line. Okay. So he scored 1 for hold the line. So right now it's Orks 2-1, and we're going to go into Ork turn 2. End of Ork turn 2, another uneventful turn. Both battle wagons moved up 6 inches. Nobody else moved, went into the shooting phase, and both kill cannons took pot shots basically at the dreadnoughts, resulting in nothing. And then a couple big shooters took some shots into the tactical squad inside the ruins and couldn't get a wound, and no assaulting. So unfortunately I didn't score any tactical objectives this turn, which means on the next round I'll have to discard 1. Because starting turn 2 you can only have 5, and starting turn 3 you can only have 4. So I have 5 right now. I didn't achieve any of them. We're going to go into Ultramarine turn 2. End of Ultramarines turn 2, and wow, what an eventful turn it was. Basically, these tactical little Ultramarines positioned themselves around with this Devastator squad. Scored objective mark number 6, which ended up scoring them 2 points at the end of his turn. Then he laid down shots from this tactical squad into the side armor of my battle wagon that was over there while those boys were standing. And he laid down shots from this Devastator squad into the side armor of this battle wagon, which is now down to 2 whole points. Then the Dreadnought charged the battle wagon in the assault phase and blew it up, killing 5 boys. I passed my pinning test, but the knob has 1 wound, and I lost 5 boys. So that gave the Ultramarines first blood. It also was an objective card, a tactical objective card for the Ultramarines to kill a unit in the assault phase, or is it just kill a unit? Just kill a unit, okay. So that was an extra point, there's 2, and then he had 2 cards that said score objective mark number 6 with the Devastators are sitting on top of. So that's 4 points for the Ultramarines, which I think puts you at 5 now? Yeah. 5 points, and Orks are still sitting only on 2. So Ultramarines are now in the lead, 5-2. We're going into Ork turn 3. Yeah, we haven't really been doing that, but that's okay. It's at the end of every turn, but let's just roll 1 for now. We haven't seen him, but it's okay. On a 1. Nope. Okay. It doesn't even matter because we haven't been doing it, but it really doesn't do much anyway. So yes, we have been doing mysterious objectives, and so this objective back here is the scatter field, so I get a +1 on my cover save, which means this Aegis defense line is not giving me a 3F cover, so that's pretty good. This one back here is nothing to know. This one is Skyfire Nexus. We got this one back here, Booby Trap, and the 2 in the middle have not been claimed or revealed yet. So it's the end of Ork turn 3, and essentially I moved my boys that were in front of the Dreadnought in a single file line like half of them, and I rammed the Dreadnought with my battle wagon, which actually resulted in me taking another 1 point, which really sucks. And that was pretty much my only movement. I went into shooting phase, and I laid down some fire with the zap guns and a lava into that Dreadnought, but got nothing, and then nothing else was in range that could do anything. So I pretty much went to the assault phase, which my boys assaulted the tactical squad that was up here. I challenged the captain with my knob, and the captain annihilated my knob. But then, in the standard assaulting, I had like 52 attacks, so I ended up actually killing like 7 tactical space marines leadership test, but they won the initiative test, so they ran away, and then they shot me over here that I'm not going to group now. So then I, what do you call it, where spread out. I consolidated to 2 inches, try to spread out a little bit because I know this flame template's about to turn around and burn my butt. So other than that, that's pretty much it. I did score 1 tactical objective for completely destroying a unit. Oh wait, I didn't score that. I didn't destroy that unit. Dang, that sucks. So let's double check. Target your point if an enemy was completely destroyed. Yep, nope, I did not get that. So Orks did not score any points. They got a little bit of battle, and that's about it. Unfortunately, Ultramarines are still winning 5-2, and we're going into Ultramarines turn 3. End of Ultramarines turn 3. And Ultramarines in this classic battle of Ultramarines versus Orks, just straight up old school. Ultramarines are dominating, pretty much as it should be. But essentially what happened is rolled for reserves, and the Assault Marines came in flawlessly right here, and then they ran into the shooting phase and just spread out a little bit, trying to get closer to some objectives. Dreadnought turned around, and the tactical squad moved closer to the boys as well. Then they declared their tactical doctrine on the Devastator squads so that they can become relentless and move and then shoot. So both Devastator squads moved out of their hiding places a little bit to get in better firing positions. Pretty much at that point, he laid down a couple flame templates on my boys with the Dreadnought, killed a bunch of boys, also laid down some fire from the pistols in preparation for charging with the tactical squad. Basically dropped me down to just a handful of boys there. Over here, with the Devastators, he laid las cannon shots and whatnot into the battle wagon that only had 1 hold point left, wrecked it. The boys disembarked, and then as they were disembarked around the outside of the battle wagon, the Dreadnought laid down flame templates on both sides, killing yet more and more boys. So essentially, I had to make some leadership tests, and made some rolls on the mob rule, on the mob table, and ended up having these boys run, and then in the assault phase, that Dreadnought there charged them, locked them up in combat, killed another boy, and I made the second test there after failing that assault. So actually, second assault there with just the 4 boys in the Dreadnought, and then these boys with their knobber outside the truck, staying right there. That's pretty much it. All the Ultramarines are on the field. Not a single Ultramarine unit has been completely destroyed yet. The Orks have lost both their battle wagons and most of one of the units of boys. And also, the Ultramarines scored another tactical objective. They again drew a card for holding objective marker number 6, which still has not blown up on them yet. Putting the Ultramarines at 6 points to the Orks 2 points. And now we're going into Ork turn 2. Ork turn 4. End of Ork turn 4. This is just a green skin massacre. Essentially, moved the boys that piled out of the wrecked naval towards this 10-man assault squad. And, we actually still have to do that there. So I can't hurt you. 2 attacks. 2 hits. 2 dead boys. 2 dead boys. And now I actually have to make a couple of leaders. Oh, actually I so I have to roll for those guys. And their leadership. And walkers can't overrun. So essentially, but I have to do the mob rule 4. So I fail because I don't have any knobs there. So I'm gonna run 6. 7, 8. So red 8 inches. Okay. So yeah, pretty much right next to him. Okay. So this Sluggo Boy squad in that combat, as you just saw, with the Dreadnought, obviously they get slaughtered if they're running. have the slugger board. In shooting, pretty much I try to lay down some fire to this assault squad. I'm trying to get a couple tactical objective points that I have to come in a minute, but I did not get crap off. Nothing's in range. Still, this is not a good setup for me. And yeah, so the slugger boys that came out of the wrecked vehicle charged the assault squad, got in combat. The sergeant killed my mom in a challenge, and the rest of them took out like 4 boys. I ended up failing my leadership test because he won combat, and then we overran. So we consolidated, assault squad 1. And here, obviously, you saw the 2 boys left, they're running away. And pretty much everything else, I have like this battle line waiting to lay down gunfire, but all the shooters are in too much range. And yeah, pretty much nothing's in range, and I don't have any good tactical objective cards to score any points. So I'm still sitting on 2 points. Ultramarines have 6, and we're going into Ultramarine turn 4. End of Ultramarines turn 4. Pretty short turn here. The Dreadnought turn around, started chasing the 2 boards over there, ended up laying down a flame template, finished them off. This Dreadnought came around the corner and ran it up, going towards the boys behind the H defense line, because that was Flamer, who does not care about other saves. The assault squad went for that objective there, which ended up scoring them a point. All the other models pretty much just shuffled around. There was no major shooting or anything like that went on. Essentially just finished off those boys, scored an objective. Now the score is 7 points for the Ultramarines versus 2 points to the Orks. Going into Ork turn 5. Let's see if the Orks can turn this thing around. End of Ork turn 5. And they got so close to scoring some objective points. Basically, I difficult terrained a handful of boys over the H defense line trying to get that range on my shooters. Did not move the big shooters. Lay down some gunfire into the assault squad that was right here, and actually ended up not doing anything with them at all. Although, was it the big shooters that dropped the gun into? Big shooters took down a couple guys. But yeah, essentially I rolled strength 7 with the zap guns, ended up getting 2 hits and 2 wounds, which is AP2, taking down 2 guys right away. That got the squad down to just this lonely sergeant. I got a direct hit with a lava on him, and I wounded, but he made his 3-up save. And then essentially he just ran his 3d6 towards the edge of the board, but he's still on the board, and they shall know no fear, so he's technically fine. And my 2 objective cards that I have will only give me points if I A, completely destroy a unit in the shooting phase, and B, completely destroy a unit. So pretty much sucks because I didn't score either one of those, and once we go into turn 6, I can only have 1 card, which means I only have a chance to get 1 of them instead of both. That was pretty much the only chance of scoring 2 points. Yeah, not looking good for the Orks. Did not score any points, did not destroy anything. Ultramarines still technically do not have a single unit completely destroyed on the field. They're looking pretty strong. Going into Ultramarines, turn 5. Alright, end of Ultramarine turn 5. And essentially this has been an Ultramarine domination. The Dreadnoughts shuffled forward and ran, getting vantage points. All 6 tactical objectives, mysterious objectives have been revealed now. These 2 are grav wave generators. And pretty much the las cannons from the Devastator squads, one of the plasma laid down shots, and ended up taking out a mech gun, one of the zap guns, and got a wound on the other zap gun. Also, they dropped a couple boys that had hopped over the Aegis defense line there, and ended up scoring another point for holding objective number 1, which puts the total objective count at 8 points for the Ultramarines to the 2 points that the Orks have. It is the end of game turn 5, and we rolled to see if the game continues, and it does not. The game ends. That is an Ultramarine victory. A very, very hard victory. They beat the crap out of the Orks. So, yeah. Thank you guys for watching, and hope you enjoyed this battle report. This is Joe's first game back. How does it feel, Joe?
Good.
Yeah? was an epic win. Devastating. Beat the crap out of your own orcs, man. Ooh, wanna play some chaos, huh? Alright, well that is a battle to come then. Thank you guys for watching. See y'all in the next video.